Alright, back again today. I didn't record yesterday, just so I could have like a session where I focus on her without having to worry about the camera and where it's at, and am I in the shot, and explaining things, and blah blah blah, and all that fun stuff. But all we did yesterday was we went to the field and we played, and I ran around with her a lot, like all over the field, so it would have been a bad video anyways, because I really wasn't actually near the camera pretty much the entire time. So today I had to switch it up a little bit. The school is having, I think they're having an event with Delaware State Police, and they have their mounted unit, and they're essentially taking up the entire field. Like, they have a couple horses walking around. They could just be walking around with the horses, but I doubt it. It's probably for a school event in like an hour or so. So we are in the woods today. I had to do a big swap. I do have her on a prong collar today. But the way that I use the prong collar is the same way that I've been using the flat collar. I just don't want her to, because there's some transients or homeless, whatever the proper term is, that do frequent back here, and they leave like uneaten food, and there's also, wild animal poop that I don't want her to eat, and it's just kind of a good way to set a boundary. She also has prior exposure to the prong collar, so I'm not super concerned about trying to introduce it to her the proper way and all that, because she already knows what the collar is. Now, if I had a dog that has never been on a prong collar, I typically will use the prong collar in play, like to do an out or something like that, because it shows the dog what the collar is. It can also really help solidify the out command, and because we're having fun when we're doing it, it really helps relieve a lot of the stress that the use of an aversive can cause. All right, so the goal when we use aversives, and that is the downside to aversives, is that we have to expose the dog to the aversive, but it is our job to then reduce the stress that is caused by the aversive event. And then we want to show the dog that they can completely avoid the use of the aversive entirely. So that's good proper usage of an aversive. And like my Malinois, so with her, I'll work her in like a flat collar. Come on, Allie, let's not go down there. I'll work her in a flat collar, but there are some things that I will actually still use the prong collar for that she needs more help with. Which that sounds kind of backwards, like, oh, well, wouldn't you want to use something less aversive? But when we're trying to teach and show behaviors, and really make the behavior clear to the dog, we want to do that as easily as possible, sorry. And we also want to show the dog as quickly as possible. Like, we don't want to make them play this big, long guessing game, unless, of course, that's like, if we're doing some shaping, that's fine. But when we're using an aversive, we don't want to make them guess. Is this right? 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 Because that's unfair to the dog. And then obviously it also helps maintain the behavior as well, because you know that, oh, if I like a good example is like my focused heel with my dog. Let's not drink out of that. That is DuPont runoff water. We don't go in there. I don't even let my dogs in here. I used to, and then I learned that this is a old runoff for the DuPont. Oh, there's some geese over there too. But yeah, so I don't necessarily. The county also says to stay out of the water because it can cause skin irritation. So we don't go in there. Like on a hot summer day, I might do it. Like once, I might let my dogs in there, but it's not something that I want to frequently expose them to. Because again, skin irritation, it's got chemicals in it from the DuPonts. So, see, I care about dogs. I care about your dog. Alright? I'm not just letting her swim all willy-nilly in cancer water. I know you really want to go in. This is okay. This is like, I believe that is like a separate water stream. I could be wrong, but I don't believe this little portion here is actually connected. She's like, let me down there. Let me in. So yeah, this video is pretty much going to be a boring walk in the woods with me rambling and breathing heavy into the camera. But this is also kind of a good little change up for her as well. We do play every day, and we'll still play. Like, we might do something in the yard. She's pretty much good in the house with our dogs. I said she's good in the house with our dogs now. So this will be the first day that when I let. So the routine is, I usually wait till 9 to take the dogs out, like start training. Sometimes 8, but 9, just so I know that the food has settled, because I feed everybody at around 6:37. So the time change really screws me up when we spring forward. I basically permanently live in the undaylight savings time, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the fallback one is, I always pretty much stick to that schedule. So ideally, it'll soon be dogs are out pottied and fed by 6, and then by 8 I will start taking them out. 8:30. It's been like 9:30 because of the spring forward hour change. So, but yeah, I take them out. I always take the client dog out first, because you pay good money, and I want to make sure I'm using my maximum mental power and physical strength with your dog. And then I'll come home. I'll let them kind of hang out for another 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what time we get back. Sometimes I'll eat lunch, so they get like 2 hours hanging out. And then I'll put them back in the crate while I get out my dogs or another client dog. But she's good with all 5 of our dogs, so I can just kind of leave her out when we get back. Now there is a good cause for when we do, like on this outing, it depends, but if we do something that's like, we have like a really, really good session and it's like a big breakthrough and lots of good things happen, I will crate the dog when we get home, because I want them to really kind of just marinate on that experience that we had. But otherwise, it's important for the dog to also spend time just relaxing in the house. And she does really well in the house. She doesn't do anything. She's kind of found her. She prefers to hang out upstairs. And it just could be because of it's actually a lot cooler upstairs than it is downstairs. Oh, hello. And she likes to lay like behind the dining room table. So that's what she likes doing. That's kind of the spot that she's found. I'll see if she still settles in, because I kept throwing another dog into the mix every like other day. So now that all the dogs are out, she'll probably have a good chance of finding where her relaxation spot is. But yeah, she just chills. She doesn't, like Opie and Fidget will be wrestling with each other, and she literally does not care. She doesn't pay him any mind. I did have to tell her to stop like blocking the stairs when the dogs are trying to come up the stairs. It's like typical shepherd herding behavior. And I just put a slip lead on her and I told her no, and I gave her a couple little tugs on the slip lead, and then I was like, please don't block the stairs. It's not nice. I know you think it's fun, but it's dangerous. So, and now she just moves out of the way. But yeah, I have quite a few clients that have shepherds, and they're like, my shepherd likes to block my dog from coming up the stairs or going in and out. And it's just one of those things where you have to say, hey, you really can't do that. Like, there's another place that you can utilize that herding tendency, but now blocking people on the stairs is very dangerous. It's not something we play with. But other than that, she's great. She doesn't get into anything. We don't have a bunch that she can get into, but she doesn't get into anything. She'll find a Kong. She'll just kind of chew on the Kong, and she just chills. Actually, yesterday I heard her out. And probably like an hour or two had gone by, and Gabby was like, "Oh, wait a minute! You have sorry, I don't know why I'm stopping you. You have Allie out." I was like, "Yeah, she's good. She don't do nothing." She does play, obviously, with our dogs quite well. I guess we can go look over here. And yeah, I have her on my adventure flexi. No. Right, so that's one of the moments why I kind of want the prong. Like, I could easily stop her with the flat collar, more than likely, but I don't want there to be any type of battle. Like, I don't want to get into like a tug match with her on the collar. It's like, I say don't do this, just don't do it. You can look all day long, I don't care. Look at that. Look at how peaceful they are. Yeah. Plus, you probably can't get back up here very easily, so I wouldn't just blindly jump in there, Miss Gator. Yeah, look at you. Hey, not going down there. No. You can sit and watch, that's fine. But yeah, there's no need to like recall her off, give her treats, reward her with. It's like, you want to look at the geese, that's fine. You're allowed to look at the geese. You just can't dive into the water after them. That's the only stipulation. Allie, no ma'am. And I do need to kind of allow her. No. Hey, no ma'am. No ma'am. So again, the leash pressure with the collar is super light. It's almost laughable. But I do need to allow her to kind of try to do the bad thing. I just had it locked because if she lunged, it would have stopped her without her like falling down there. But yeah, you do need to allow them to start to do the behavior, and then you can stop it, as we discussed. You want a little water? And then here's another thing we can do. We can kind of work a little obedience here. So, Allie, sit. Good girl. Good sit. Set the camera up. Here, get you a little water. No, sit. Good. Yeah, okay, go on. I'll give you like half a bowl, save a little more. Right, so I'm not doing the whole like, oh, make them wait before you go out of the door type of mentality, but I'm just trying to set some respect and authority, if you will. Also, if you notice, I know you might enjoy it, but her picking up the water bowl and being all silly. So outside of the context of us formally playing, like an actual formal play session, I don't care, go for it. But when we're in the middle of playing, and then she goes and drinks water, and then she picks up the water bowl, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be silly with the water bowl." So I did stop her. I think I have it on camera. I just told her, "Hey, don't do that," and she stopped. So it wasn't this big thing. Allie, no. It wasn't this big thing where I gave her this huge, correction for it or anything like that. I just told her, "Hey, don't be picking up the water bowl and trying to crush it and play with it when we have another toy to play with." So yeah, you may notice she doesn't do that as much. We're not going in the water. This is still nasty chemical water. Just get rid of that a little bit. Ugh. Allie, come. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Good. I don't want you to sit in that wet spot. Sit. Good girl. Whoops. And again, same thing. I just have her in a nice little sit while I get this situated. Hopefully get this situated. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. So hard. Get our obligatory photo real quick. That was a noise. Like a big monkey ball thing just fell into the tree. No, sit. Good. So again, just making it real clear, just because I start reaching and grabbing for things, that's not the release. Break! Break! That could be your release. Break or okay. Either or. No, not in the water though. Come on. Typical water dog nonsense. Come on. Come on. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So again, flexi leads, great. Got a Nerf dart out here. Gives them plenty of room to roam around. They don't get all tangled up like a long line. And there's Brandywine Springs Park right over there. Sorry, my watch is... You're not moving fast enough. Allie, come. Good girl. Nice job. Hey, come. Come on. Good. Sit. Good. Just doing some real basic obedience. I'll wait. Now, sit. I'll wait till she kind of looks at me. Very generic. Hey, sit. Okay, good job. So those are ways to work on obedience and authority when you have no reward. Oh, we have a person over there. Lovely, but they're on the other side, so it doesn't matter. Oh my. Come. Come on. I'm not going in the water. That's nasty water. But yeah, this runs parallel to Brandywine Springs. It's like the neighborhood, our neighborhood access. No, oh my goodness. So it's like, I'll just go right down there. You're very one-dimensional in your thought process there. Ooh, a little tangled. Come on. We're really coming out here to take a cool rock photo. Come on, Allie. Come on. Yeah, see, Brandywine Springs. Again, it's not gonna like completely kill them if they go in. Take a couple of dips, but I really do try and keep them out of it because it can cause skin irritation, and that's not good. That's not good. Alright, well you're gonna have to come back up here. Come on. Come on. Another thing too is this sounds very like dominance based or like Caesar Milan or, you know, but it's very important that the dog respects where you are in relation to the leash and things like that. Like if I just like, you know, let Allie kind of dictate, if I get all wrapped up and whatever, like it doesn't matter, he'll fix it. And I don't mean that in like dogs are greedy, but they'll just like that's just like, I get wrapped up, they'll fix it, no big deal, I don't have to worry, I can go wherever I want. And I don't mean that in like a selfish way, I just mean that, and that's literally just what gets reinforced. I just jump down here and act all silly, and I don't have to think about where I'm going or the leash or anything like that, and I can just do whatever and the leash gets fixed. This is awesome. So you really want them to be like, hey man, we have to cooperate together. Like you can run around and whatnot, but you can't just be all willy-nilly and getting all tangled and, you know, disregarding everything entirely. It's very important. So again, it's not about dominance. It's not about that at all. It's just about cooperation and having respect for one another. So let me get this cool rock photo. Come here, Allie. That looks pretty cool, but that's not what I'm going for. Come on. Come on. Sit. Allie, sit. I mean, it's not exactly the angle I wanted, but you know what? That is all right. Good sit. Good sit. Wow, very nice. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Wow. Good sit. Now, sit. Sorry, I'm just taking photos, being all weird for the social media. Break. Break. All right, and just because I say break or okay and don't produce some type of reward, doesn't mean that there isn't reinforcement occurring. Right? So if we always have to give the dog something after they complete a behavior, then they're always going to be expecting it. And then when the reward doesn't occur, there's a couple of things that can happen. One, they won't perform the behavior because the reward isn't in their presence. And two, they won't, sorry, I just totally lost my train of thought. So there's two things, there's a couple of things. But yeah, the most important one is one, they won't perform the behavior at all unless it's in the presence of the reinforcer or reward, sorry. And two, I'm drawing a complete blank. Two, they just won't listen to you in general. Like, they'll just be like, yeah, this isn't how the picture looks. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. I just kind of like spaced out in the middle of talking. But this is a great way to teach them how to still listen without the expectation of a reward. Oh, I'm sorry. One, they won't perform. Man, I'm really butchering it. Sorry. They won't perform the behavior unless it's in the presence of the reward. And two, they'll struggle and they'll get really frustrated if they don't have the reward at the end of the behavior when you say okay. They can get really, really frustrated if they aren't taught that there will be, sorry, there's like a little monkey ball thing falling back there, but if they're not taught that there will be times where I give you your release and there's no reward, but that doesn't mean that you didn't do everything correctly. Sorry, I'm like butchering this whole thing, but it's very important. It just teaches the dog how to like actually function in real life. Come on. That's not entirely the direction. There you go. little too much oomph there, friend. Come on. Hey. Hey. Alright, so this is one of those moments. Got completely all tangled up. Now. Stop. Not cool. It's not cool. Alright, so just because everything stops and she no longer is acting all crazy and now she's untangled, that still doesn't mean you just, okay, cool, everything's good now. It's like there's still a consequence. And it's nothing crazy. But the most important thing, especially with her in particular, because she's so used to just kind of blowing you off, if I'm like just being real right now, you have to get eye contact from her. And that doesn't mean you tell her watch or something like that, but it's when I stop you and go to actually give you punishment, I'm going to make you look at me, whether that's you get in front of me, and that's typically what you do, is you get in front of them, you make eye contact with them, and you make sure that they're looking at you when you're like, dude, that's not acceptable. Because if they're just kind of like looking past you or looking around you or just like completely looking, like it doesn't, you know what I mean? They're ignoring you. All right, so it's very important that you have their attention when you are like, knock that off. I don't like that. And it's not about yelling at all. It's not about insane usage of the prong collar or any insane usage of the prong collar or anything like that. It's not about it at all. Right, the big thing is the progression stops. Right, so if she's being reactive, for example, right, we stop the progression of the reactivity. When she starts to bark and, get all ugly, we stop that with the use of the aversive, because it's very attention grabbing, it's very novel, and there is no big fight with that. And then once we've stopped them, then we can kind of get in front of them to then be like, hey, that's not okay. And then we can also give them like a really situationally appropriate, a leash pop, tap on the e-collar, boop on the nose, whatever. Pet corrector, some people like using that. Like, it's just whatever the dog finds aversive or punishing. But it's not at all about manhandling the dog or any of that nonsense, which we've discussed. I also don't really know what this camera's been doing. I haven't looked at it at all. Allie, come on. Big water friend over here. Sorry, my dogs do the same thing. They're always trying to get in the water, and it's like, no, stay out of the water. Stay out of the water. Stay out of the water. Come on. You can go whatever way you want. I'm taking the stairs, though. It's a very linear thing. Are we going down there? There's always a chance we'll run into somebody on these trails. But we never know. Ugh. I don't think there's anybody up there. That would be a first. We've been back here a lot. Probably a squirrel. Could have been a deer. But yeah, again, pretty boring, pretty rambly. Just, getting Allie out in good old-fashioned Mother Nature. It's good for the soul. Come on. Really just working on listening skills and, things like that. But yeah, hopefully she'll be off leash here, and then by the weekend, not like fully off leash, but off leash at the field. Really solidify her reliability the following week. Which is pretty good. Like, I don't foresee her just kind of being like, all right, I'm going, see ya. Maybe in the past, but definitely not now. Also some good exercise for her hip. So big old incline here. Oh, are we finding moose poop, moose pee? Hell yeah. Moose, sorry, deer. Not moose. But yeah, that's also important too. So, a lot of people, I actually made a post about it a while ago, but people will stop their dogs from rolling in things like soap and water doesn't exist. I get it. It's disgusting. Obviously, if your dog's rolling in shit, you might want to stop that, right? But if you're out on a hike, enjoying yourself, and your dog just rolls in dead animal just bathe them. Because if it's not interrupting, if their dog activity is not interrupting what you're actually doing, you really do have to let them be a dog. Like, that's a big issue that we run into. So we get a lot of people that are like, my dog is doing this dog thing and I don't like it. And it's like, well, it's a dog thing. That's like her pee licking. Like, yeah, you definitely want to stop it. But it's also kind of one of those things where that is a dog. That's a weird dog behavior. My male border collie, he will lick pee. He's intact. And then my intact female Malinois, when another female dog pees, she will also kind of lick it. But it's very specific. We're just gonna go over here real quick. It's a very specific thing, though. It's not like they're out and they're just smelling and licking pee constantly. It's like Perry will really only do it when other female dogs pee in our backyard. That's like really the only time I've seen him do it. And then Fidget basically only does it when there's an intact female in heat. Or he's been around an intact female that's been in heat. I don't know why I'm going this far. I just wanted to come right over here. Allie, come. Good girl. Nice. Come here. Good. Sit. Nice job. You got some schmutz on your face, but that's alright. Just shows that we've been outside being cool. I'm just gonna put her on a regular size flexi instead of this big long one. You taking this home with you as a souvenir? Whoa, she is off leash. Good sit.